Welcome back to the official review. I'm Johnny, that's Steve, that's Sam, and today we are talking the NBA bubble 5 years later. 76ers executive Daryl Morey still questions the Lakers championship, as many fans do online. So let's talk about it.
You guys think it has an asterisk next to it? I think that's the big question.
I mean, that's what Daryl Morey says that the NBA executives say. Quote, had the Rockets won the title, I absolutely would have celebrated it as legitimate, knowing that the immense effort and resilience required. Yet, everyone I speak to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold up as a genuine championship. Perhaps the lasting legacy of the NBA bubble is that the NBA should be proud of its leadership at both the beginning and end of the pandemic, even though the champion will forever be marked by an asterisk.
So he thinks no matter who would have won that title would have had an asterisk next to it. Or he's saying NBA executives think that.
Yeah, it seems like that is kind of the take that they have, is that because the situation was different, it's always going to be treated differently.
I think you have to treat it differently. Like whether you want to put an asterisk next to it or a B next to it for bubble, like if you're going to say like which one of LeBron's championships was the least legitimate, I think 99 out of 100 people would say probably the bubble one.
How so?
Well, I think because there was no fans. I think a big thing when you talk about NBA playoff series and in the NBA finals is like there's home court advantage. It's usually a pretty big deal. Obviously the home team doesn't always win, but the environment was completely different. I mean, TJ Warren, I think, dropped 50 in one game. Guys were going absolutely off. I remember some guys in the Celtics, they didn't name a player, but there were some guys in the bubble who you're like, wow, he could never play like that. So it was just a completely different game. It was arguably easier for some guys to play differently, but the one seed did win. So I don't think it's like the craziest thing.
To me, I mean, if anything, this is the most pure basketball you're going to get. Like there's no other circumstances, like there's no home court advantage. The best team is going to win regardless. And I just think the Lakers, who were the one seed in the West that year before the bubble, were already playing like the best team in the league. They won the championship. I really just don't think if it weren't a bubble or whether it was a bubble or not, it would have mattered. I mean, that Lakers team was, you had the best Anthony Davis you probably have ever had. You still had LeBron at the end of his prime, although he's still kind of in his prime. But LeBron being LeBron James still, the team LeBron James. And then you had some great role players throughout that team. So it's hard to say that they wouldn't have won because they were the best team. As Kanye West says, they all would have wondered what would happen if I didn't win, but I guess I'll never know.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, I don't think it has an asterisk next to it in the terms of it's not a legitimate finals for the Lakers, but I just think it's such a unique thing in NBA history that it has to be singled out in one way or another, but I don't think it has an asterisk in the sense where it's somebody else deserved to win, which is sometimes what you get. It's Barry Bonds' home run record has an asterisk next to it because the guy that he beat did not take steroids and he did. So I think it's a little bit different of an asterisk, but I do think it should be singled out.
So for me, it's what Johnny's saying, it's a level playing field. All those aspects of not having fans, having, in that smaller gym, being isolated, all this strange stuff that's happening with COVID, it all applies to everyone. The only person that I know has a genuine problem with the 2020 bubble championship is my friend who's a Bulls fan. And famously, the Bulls missed the cutoff to be invited to the bubble, and I guess potentially had a puncher's chance at maybe getting into the playoffs that year. That's not real, but at least it's his team was excluded and he's upset about it. I think everything else I don't really see as having an asterisk with it.
Remember the Suns running that bubble, how they were really good, and the next year they went to the NBA championship. It's just if anything, honestly, that next year was weirder than the bubble year because of everyone getting COVID that year because they didn't know what they were doing. Everyone just got COVID, and some players were missing huge chunks of time. They were rushed back with COVID, playing through it. That was a weird year. Weirder, I think, than the bubble.
A lot of injuries, yeah. I would honestly argue that the Lakers earned their bubble championship more than the Bucks did because when the Bucks played the Nets that year, James Harden's hamstring was absolutely toast. Kyrie Irving was pretty injured. Kevin Durant's toe was a centimeter on the line. So I think the Lakers did earn it. I think, it kind of is a hater's mentality to say they deserve an asterisk. But I think it'll forever go down as the bubble championship. So there is something to it.
Hypothetically speaking, if the Heat had won that year and they beat the Lakers, how do you think that championship would have been viewed?
Major asterisk. 5 seed. They'd be like, how did a 5 seed win this year? Like, they were never supposed to win it. Oh, they must have won because of these conditions. So I do agree that if the Heat won, it would have been a bigger asterisk for sure.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's like Daryl Morey is admitting that if the Rockets won, then he would have been celebrating because of the monumental effort that it took or whatever. So, you know, at least he's honest about that. And it's not like he's necessarily saying that there's an asterisk with it. He's saying that the league consensus is that way. I want to share with you guys an article. This is from Tom Haberstraw's Substack, and it's called OKC's title needs an asterisk.
What's his main point? Is it because Halliburton got hurt?
So he says
how every league season you could put an asterisk against the champion. I think the argument goes back to like the 2013 Spurs. I think I've seen this before. The 2013 Spurs were the last team to not have an asterisk next to their championship.
I'm gonna go through a few of them, right?
Yeah.
So, Game 7, Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton tears his Achilles. Asterisk. Boston Celtics in 2024, Jimmy Butler is injured in the first round. Jared Allen's injured. Donovan Mitchell was gone for part of that Cavs series. Asterisk. 2023 Denver Nuggets. The Miami Heat or a play-in team made this Cinderella run. Asterisk. 2022. This is a checkbook title famously coined by Brian Windhorst. No Jamal Murray in the first round. No Ja Morant after Game 3 in the second round. Asterisk. 2021, bunch of COVID stuff happening as we talked about. Also, Chris Paul didn't have a hand. Asterisk. 2020 Lakers, here we are. No fans, no travel. Asterisk. And then, you know, you can keep going down and down and down. And
I think you got to mention the Raptors one. I mean, they beat a Warriors team that lost Kevin Durant. Klay Thompson got hurt. Steph Curry was all banged up. That one kind of has an asterisk, even though that Raptors team was very good. But go on.
Yeah, I mean, look, the point of the article is that every single NBA champion down to, let's see, what is he at? 1950.
What is it? I mean, it's the 17 teams, six teams were contracted by year 2 of the NBA.
Yeah, yes. I feel you with this. I think the most legitimate NBA Finals team is probably the Kevin Durant Warriors because no matter what circumstance, that team was going to win the championship. That's like one of the craziest teams ever. It's like
I think the most legit NBA champion is the team that wins the NBA title.
No, what I'm saying, like, of all the titles of all time, like that Warriors team was like, there's no argument against them.
I mean, that was like the end game of the Big Three era. Like, you know, that was kind of the end game of, you know, player movement was the Warriors, even though like that team wasn't built that way, just Kevin Durant. I mean, the LeBron James Heat teams were very good. I mean, if you win a championship, you win a championship. You're able to withstand. There's a lot of luck that takes place to win an NBA championship, to win any championship.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And like, if you're gonna win, you know, it's not necessarily the best team. If we wanted to say what the best team was, and that's how we determine it, we'd go to the Premier League. You know, how they do it. The emphasis on playoffs is an American thing, but I kind of like it. It kind of helps build towards something. You know, it's not always going to determine who the best team in the sport is. It's going to determine who can win this crazy tournament.
I agree. Yeah. If you look at March Madness, the best team doesn't always win. Honestly, sometimes don't. But yeah.
Yeah, and you don't really hear much about asterisks and
it's
March Madness.
Really an NBA
really
thing.
kind of it's really uniquely an NBA thing.
NBA media is all haters. Everyone who likes the NBA just hates the NBA. It's a thing. Like, no one truly likes basketball, I think. Basketball exists to be a talking point where you can disagree about things. And whether that's ESPN's fault, I don't know. But I feel like that's always kind of been the case because it's such an individualized sport where so much emphasis is put on each person. And so because of that, you could have so many takes on one person. Like, outside of a quarterback in football, you're not going to have a conversation on, like, does Calvin Johnson's legacy tarnished because he never won a ring? You're not going to have a conversation in baseball. Like, is Barry Bonds' legacy tarnished because he never won a ring? It's really a basketball thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's a soap opera.
NBA executives, people around the league really love to play up this sort of haterism that goes around the league as well. Daryl Morey, very well versed in speaking to the media and stirring shit up. And he's friends with a lot of media members. Like, he knows the game and he's playing it well.
I agree. You know what? My final take, just to put a cap on my opinion on this, is there's no asterisk on the 2020 Lakers finals in the bubble. Because, like that article Sam just showed, you can kind of make an argument for most NBA finals that somebody else should have or could have won.
You know, you can only play who's in front of you, as the cliche goes.